it's Hailey, and today I'm going to be talking about if you liked this, then you might like this. I have done quite a few videos like this in the past, and it's one of my favorite videos to do, and I was really excited when I'd asked what you guys wanted to see, and this video came up and a lot of you guys wanted to see it, so here I am delivering. So I will link all the previous times I have done this video in the description box down below, but basically what I'm doing is recommending books based on other books. So if you liked one of these books, then you might like the other. Now this video is sponsored by Squarespace, which is an all-in-one platform where you can make an online store, a website, and really build your online presence, whether you're a business or maybe a book blogger or whatever. It's a really easy to use platform with some beautiful designs that you can use to build your website where it will look like you spent a lot of time on it, but you won't really have to spend all that time on it. But if you are having trouble, their customer service is award-winning because it is that good. So go check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and then when you are ready to purchase, you can visit squarespace.com/HaileyLeBlanc, which will be in the description box down below, but that will get you 10% off of your first order. So first I have If You liked Save the Date by Morgan Matson, then you might like Far from the Tree by Robin Benway. I read Save the Date with the Fiction Faction Book Club. It was our book pick for the month of July, and we are working with Squarespace, which is why they are sponsoring this video. So thank you very much to them for working with us. But the reason that I compare these two books is because they both deal with familial relationships at their core. And actually, they both deal with siblings specifically. Save the Date is set on the day of the main character's sister's wedding, and it's just a really crazy, chaotic day. And Far from the Tree follows three siblings who have been separated their entire lives and then meet for the first time. So while Save the Date is focusing on relationships that are already built up and how they are going to withstand the test of time and the changes that life inevitably brings, Far from the Tree is focusing on building up those relationships that for most people have been there for a lifetime. But in either case, they were both families that I really loved reading about. Next, if you liked The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, then you might like Dear Martin by Nick Stone. The reason for this comparison is both of these books deal with the Black Lives Matter movement at their core, and they're both very honest commentaries on the current situation in America. Because of that, they're both really important and impactful reads that you will definitely learn something from, and there's a reason that they're being talked about a lot. Next up, if you liked Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli, then you might like To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. Having very long titles aside, both of these books also start a romance in an epistolary format, and what that means is that they start from letters. In this case, it's emails. In this case, it is actual letters. Starting from the written word, these relationships blossom and grow into something beautiful, and actually, I thought of another one that you might like if you liked both of these. So you also might like Emergency Contact by Mary H.K. Choi. This has romance that starts via text message, and it also deals with an Asian main character, which we have in To All the Boys I've Loved Before, so there you go! Next, if you liked Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller, then you might like To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. I think the reason for the comparison between these two books is that they're both pretty brutal, high-stakes stories. Daughter of the Pirate King is definitely more romancy, but both of them have a relationship at their core, and they both are set at sea and deal with aquatic themes. And I really enjoyed both of them. To Kill a Kingdom, a lot of people don't like, but I really liked it, and I really liked this one, so I don't know, I feel like you might like it. Next, if you liked Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, or if you loved it like me, then you might like Ace of Shades by Amanda Foody. Both of these stories have a really gritty, raw cast of characters at their center, and they also have a really gritty and raw world. I feel like Ace of Shades is like Six of Crows' little baby sister, but in the best way possible, because I really liked both of them. They both kind of deal with the seedy underbelly of a city, and they do it in a great way, so you might like both of them. You also might not, but don't come at me if you didn't. Next, if you liked The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, then you might like Furyborn by Claire Legrand. These are both high fantasies that deal with different things. This one deals with fairies, this one deals with angels, but they kind of reminded me of each other. But the main reason for this comparison is that they are both very political fantasies, and they follow a really crazy world that you're like, what is happening? What is going to happen? So if you like being on the edge of your seat the entire time, I think you would like both of these. Next, if you liked Illuminae by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, then I think you would like Warcross by Marie Lu. I feel like if you've read both of these stories, which you very well may have, then the reason for this recommendation seems pretty obvious, but I will explain anyways. The reason for it is that they're both very techie sci-fis. Illuminae is actually set in space, pace, but it's told in such an interesting techie format. There's a lot of stuff going on there that deals with like computers and stuff. Meanwhile, Warcross is like a video game. It deals with a lot of different things. I just thought of another comparison. I stopped mid-sentence, I'm sorry, but if you liked Warcross, you might also like Cure for the Common Universe by Christian McKay Heidegger. So like I said, video games, not really video games I guess, but it's very video game-esque. It's like a virtual reality thing, but you can definitely see the inspiration from video games. And Cure for the Common Universe is about a boy who goes to video game rehab, so I think that this is a great pair. They also look really cute together. Next, if you liked Unwind by Neil Shusterman, then you might like Ink by Alice Broadway. I think you would also like Ink if you liked The Giver. You could really see a lot of inspiration in the story drawn from classic dystopian, but it also managed to be its own unique story. Both of these I feel like are kind of disturbing in their own way, but they're also books that you just want to keep on reading. So I honestly feel like this is a really organic comparison, and if you read this book, then you will see why. If you read both of them, that is. Next, if you liked Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco, then you might like A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. So here we have two stories that feature very intelligent female characters, and they have a really good romance in there as well, and they deal with a mystery. They are set in different time periods, but I think the kind of boy-girl team that is going on will really remind you of each other in a great way. Next, if you liked Queens of Geek by Jen Wild, then you might like Geekarella by Ashley Poston. This actually kind of works both ways, because even if you didn't like this book, you might like this book, because I didn't really like this book, but I did like this book. Wow, that was a lot. But I feel like Geekarella was the fan convention book that I was looking for in Queens of Geek. It was really cute and fun and really gave that fan culture the stage that it needed. But at the core of it, it deals with geeky characters who participate in fan culture and everything that's great about it. So if you are interested in what this book is about, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, then try this one out. Next, if you liked A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas, then you might like An Enchantment of Ravens by Margaret Rogerson. This one I feel like is very controversial because I know a lot of people didn't like this book, but I was pleasantly surprised and I really loved it. It's super romance focused, don't get me wrong, I know that, but I feel like a lot of people read ACOTAR because of the romance. So if you like that like fairy human romance thing, then you might like this one. They are quite similar in a number of ways, but I still found it to be a really enjoyable read, and that cover still gets me every time. And my final recommendation today, if you liked Caraval by Stephanie Garber, then you might like The Crowns Game by Evelyn Skye. I feel like these both have circus-inspired stories. They have different games and like weird things going on in them, and you're really like who's gonna win, like what's gonna happen the entire time. They are both a game at their core, and I really liked both of them. So those are all of my recommendations for today. I hope this helped you to find some new books to read based on the ones that you may have enjoyed, or like I said, didn't even enjoy. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. I put out new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Also, click that little bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I post. You can also follow me on all of my social media. All of my handles, links, all that good stuff will be down below for you guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!